everybody who beats you, and if he beats you once, you beat him 10 times. This is totally wrong. Well, they say if I tell him that you should be forgiven, that means he will be beaten up all the time. You have to keep a middle way. For instance, if he is a transgressor, you're not going to believe that the kids absorb a lot and they understand more than what we think. So if you have a meeting with your child, even if he's only 5 years old, and you ask him and you speak to him, why did you beat him? Why did you transgress against him or against her? So when they start speaking about it, you can find out and figure out what's wrong with them. Then you can analyze it. Then you can give them the solution according to your conversation with the child. Same thing if he says that he have taken my pen or my eraser, so I beat him or he beats me. I'm saying that because it's a lengthy subject. I go through the same. When I go home and my wife says that, the teacher says that he hit his friend or whatever. So I sit with him and I treat him like a grown-up kid. And I ask him, why did you do that? So we avoid this problem for several weeks. Then it happens again. It's going to happen all the time because they are kids and this is the school all the time. So he is either transgressing or getting beaten up. So you have to have a dialogue with the child. And if the problem is beyond your capacity to solve, then you need to consult a counselor or a psychiatrist.
Jazakallah khair. Okay, next, Muhammad from the United Arab Emirates. Sister, you're live on askhuda. Your question, please.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, I want to ask you something on behalf of one of my friends. She had a major problem and she promised Rabbil Alameen that she would pray Sunnah maybe like 10 times a day, and after that she would pray like, she would read La ilaha illa anta subhana and the last surahs of, the last lines of Surah Yasin and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Now she finds it very difficult when she goes for Umrah, for Hajj, or when she travels. She tells me, her family tells her, what is this? Whole day you are praying, whole day you are praying.
No.
So she said, is this bidah? What is she doing? Because she asked many sheikhs, she rang up the fatwa call center and they told her that to break a nazar, like a promise, you have to feed 10 people. So she was asking, should she go on or should she stop it if it's a bidah?
طيب.
Okay. Jazakallah khair. Sister Muhammad from the United Arab Emirates. Jazakallah khair for the call, sister. Okay, I've got a question here, a second question, Sister Sumbul from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And mashallah, it's her son again, mashallah. May Allah preserve him. It's got a very intelligent son, mashallah. She says that when we enter the house, I tell my son to say Bismillah, because shaitan will leave the house, and she says we know this from the prophetic sunnah. But when we come to eat, we tell him to say Bismillah also, so the shaitan doesn't eat from this food. Now the son says, well, if shaitan's not in the house, how is he going to eat from my food?
So is this the same child, the
Yes.
same questioner? Okay. Well, that proves the point when I said that many of us belittle the mentality of our children and we think that, they're kids, they don't know anything. No, as a matter of fact, many of our kids nowadays, with the internet era, they know more than the parents.
So true.
So for instance, when you tell a child that when we enter, according to the hadith, and we forget to say Bismillah, that Satan and his company would enter, and they say that we secure to spend the night here, lodging tonight here. And then when we start eating and we forget to say Bismillah, they join us in the meal as well. So the Prophet ﷺ encouraged us to say Bismillah upon entering the house, Bismillah upon eating. And now he relates, he reasons, and he says, what if we say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim before we enter the house? Why do we have to say it again since we have already kicked Satan and his company outside, they're not in? Why do we fear of them joining us in the meal? That will be explained by the hadith, the other hadith of the Prophet ﷺ saying that إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ يَجْرِي مِنْ إِبْنِ آدَمَ مَجْرَى الدَّمِّ مِنَ الْعُرُوقِ. Satan is everywhere with his companions, with his followers. They're flowing like blood in our veins. They're with us all the time. So it doesn't mean that when we say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, all of them are out. But it means that we prevent them from entering, those who are coming from outside. But there is still Qareen, that who's always with you. Only when you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, you stop his whispers to you. You prevent him from going to sleep with you. You prevent him from eating and drinking with you. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim upon entering the house, that prevents many of the Satans from entering the house. Then once again, upon saying or upon eating that when you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, that increases the blessings in the food, and it prevents Satan from dining with you as well.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh. Okay, I've got a question here from Sister Aisha. She's asking about a new baby girl, mashallah, may Allah preserve the child. She says, it's my daughter's 16 days old now. Now she says, I'm following your opinion that a girl, we don't need to shave her hair after the 7th day or 14th day. We don't need to shave her head for the aqiqah. But she says, my husband's family really